Hold on, let me.
Yeah, so just July 14th, 1996, just recount to us, recount what happened that day.
Okay, so July 14th, 1996, that was probably one of the worst days of my life. I've had two worst days of my life. One being, of course, when my mom passed away. But the day that Muhammad got shot, that was, I think that personally, I feel like that even trumped my mom. Because with my mom, God had actually told me like a year before that she was gonna leave me. So with her, she had terminal cancer. So I was with her and I wasn't shocked. But of course it was sad and, just hard to lose your mother. So I say that probably my brother getting shot was the worst day, because that's something that I wouldn't wish on anybody. If you were my worst enemy, I wouldn't wish that on you. The trauma center saved his life, and it probably saved the life of a lot of other Black young men that's been shot. And so it's actually sad that we don't have that service today. But thank God we did have it. So that's where he was. And I remember going to the hospital. We were there. They said he was in surgery. So I was probably there the whole time. They said when the surgeon did come out, he updated us, and he said that Muhammad had been shot over 10 times. And so my thing to the doctors was that I just wanted them to know that my brother wasn't a gangbanger, and I wanted them to save his life, And so I remember the surgeon, he was Black, his name was Dr. Wilson, I'll never forget him. He said, "We know your brother's not a gangbanger." And so at that time I didn't know like how they knew, but now looking back, I realized that like he didn't have any gang tattoos or anything affiliated with him gang. So they saw gang shootings every day. So he was like, "Oh, we know he's not a gangbanger." So so he was in surgery, and the surgery was hours. And so I was there the whole time. The surgeon, he came out and he said, the surgeon came out, so like after him being in surgery for hours, and so all the family was there. I didn't get to witness it, but people told me because I was inside, but they said outside, everybody, all the Muslims were praying on the front line of the hospital, and they said it was like the most beautiful thing they had ever seen. But after hours of surgery, the surgeon came out to update us, and he said he was shot over 10 times. He said, but no blood vessels were hit and no major organs were hit. And that was a miracle, for somebody to be shot over 10 times and not one organ was hit and not one blood vessel was hit. And then, so he said he was going to be okay. And then he said he was a miracle. And he said that they were going in, so the second part of the surgery was going to happen. That was general surgery. And then the second part of the surgery was ortho, because they said that he had got shot in both his hands. So in our mind, we was thinking like he must have held his hands up, because they said he got shot in both thumbs. And so I think that's maybe where like a nerve or something was hit, was in the thumb, so ortho had to go in. But general surgery was done, and yeah, he came out of surgery and he was in the ICU, and I remember going into the ICU to see him. So I'm like, can I see him? You know, and so I went into the room, and so he had the tubes and the drains and everything, but he understood. He still had the tube down his throat, and so they were trying to find out his weight. And so they were like, how much do you weigh? And they were like, do you weigh 180? And he was like, higher. And then 190. And he was like, higher. And they were like, 200. And he was like, so I'll never forget that. So I was like, okay, he's okay. And yeah, and then like probably, I mean, it was crazy, like probably like 2 days later, so they had closed him up, but then he had got like an abscess, so then they had to go back in and like drain the abscess. So the surgeon decided that they were going to just let him heal naturally. So he said he had to go home with a wide open wound. So he had a cut from here down to the bottom, wide open. And then he had a colostomy bag because they had to do, when they do the surgery, they have to, you know, like reconnect everything. And so they had to put a colostomy. So then he, so, you know, county is good trauma, but then on the floor, like if you okay, you going home. So literally, like, I'm gonna say like 3 days, 4 days later, after being shot over 10 times, he was discharged home, and discharged like that. So the surgeon, he told me what to do, and at that time I wasn't a nurse, so this is what, now I'm a registered nurse, but this is like what led me into like, okay, I want to be a nurse and, you know, help people. So so yeah, so he came home and I like did the dressing. I would have to dress it, pack it every day, and help him change his colostomy bag. And he was like depressed, and you know, I wanted him to know he was okay and it was going to be okay. And he stayed at my house, and it was, you know, it was just like, you know, it's like beautiful to be able to help your sibling, and just, you know, just to know that this person really has a purpose on this earth for God to like raise them up, and to hear our prayers, you know. And so in regards to my mom, it was like, as he got stronger, she got sicker. And so it was really like God did what she asked, you know. And so after something like that, you have to just believe that God is really real, and that that people have divine purposes. We don't know what it is, but you definitely have a purpose in this life. And it was you know, but that was like my mom's worst nightmare, is for her child to be shot. Like, she was so scared every day. She was always just like so nervous, and she, like, when she went to work, she would catch the bus and she would leave him the car because she didn't want him walking down the street or catching the bus. And so for him to get shot, that was like her worst nightmare. So so, you know, I mean, you can say God really answered her prayer and really spared his life, and, you know, and she left us. But you know, we're here and we're blessed, and you know, when you think about all the things that's going on in life, that's why stuff is like, you know, people going through petty stuff, you know, just, you know, complaining about different things. I always tell people, you know, it was a blessing and a curse to go through the things that I've gone through at such a young age, because like I probably was like 25, 24, and but it makes you, first of all, believe in God and know that it's a purpose, and just know that it's something higher, and that you know, not to really like sweat the small stuff, because those things are so small. So until you experience something like that, there's, you know, you don't realize how precious life is. And so I'm grateful that he survived and that he has his kids, and who knows, his purpose could be to bring forth, you know, one of his kids. Whatever the purpose is, it was definitely a purpose for him to be here. So that's my story.